Vicki Lemper here with the Teach and Grow Rich channel, where we change your mindset and you change your life. All right, so today we're going to talk about frustrations in the classroom, right? Classroom management is all about relationships. The number one relationship is the relationship you have with yourself. Now, let's talk about the causes of some difficult, challenging moments with your students. Cause and effect. We love to, a lot of leadership, we have meetings over cause and effect. It's a logical way of thinking. So often we talk about, gosh, this student did something to me, or said something to me, and it caused me to feel a certain way. Well, we're going to talk about that and more, but before we do, go ahead and like, share, and comment. That's how we build our community. I want to help you enjoy your job much more, be able to lead without fear, and really be prosperous in your life. So I've done it, and I can teach you how to do it. If you want some coaching, all the information is below in the description box. Okay, so let's get into it. You got a student, let's say they say something that really hits a nerve, right? Maybe they, let's say Susie, said, gosh, you know what, Dr. Lemfer? You're stupid, And maybe your first reaction is, whoa, I can't believe you said that. Maybe you have a little, however you're feeling about yourself will project how you react to that. So maybe I'm not feeling so good about myself, and my first reaction is anger. How dare you say that to me, right? And then all of a sudden, a little bit later, I'm able to kind of calm down and see what it's about. But let's say, for instance, you walk into that classroom and Susie says, you're stupid. And then another person says, gosh, I love the way you teach. And then another person says, this is dumb. This is the worst class in my life, right? If you don't have a good self-concept, or your identity is kind of wavering, your self-worth is a little, and we all have those moments, right? Your perception of all these students and the way you teach is going to be, you're a puppet. All of a sudden, you're caring way too much about how they're feeling about yourself. So we have cause and effect. It's backwards, I understand, but hey, we'll just try this. So let's say Susie says, and I'm writing right down here, I'm stupid. All right. And then the effect on me is maybe anger. I've got a negative feel for it. I know it's backwards. So you got a cause. Susie says I'm stupid. And the effect is I feel angry, right? And so you can, this list can go on and on, right? Students may be really nice to you and you feel good. And then they're really crappy to you. And then you feel icky, right? You see what I'm saying? You hear it all the time. They made me feel a certain way. They made me do this. They made me say this. They made me angry. They made me. What if I told you to flip it around? What if you had all the control? By the way, I will always say this. You cannot control others, and you cannot change others. The only thing to change is self. And I will say that till I'm blue in the face. And some of you might be like, well, that's when the well buts. Well, but, and it's always, they make me feel, again, it goes back to making me feel a certain way. The curriculum's terrible, or the parents are horrible, or the principal's horrible. Or, the students are bad, or this class is bad, or that student is bad. Everything is out there. They're causing me to not be successful. What if we change that? What if we didn't look at this to tell me whether or not I feel good about myself? And what if, and this is out here is causing me, what if I'm the cause? And out here is the effect. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. So, instead of the cause is Susie, the cause is Dr. Lemper, me. And the effect is Susie? What if we changed it? That I am the cause and the effect is out here. So the cause is inward. The inward. And the effect is outside of ourselves. Outward. So we've got inward and outward. So the cause, what if we said the cause was inward and the effect is outside of ourselves? Let's think about that for a second. So again, we look out here. I'm going to refer to it as the 3D. The outside of ourselves is the 3D. Whoops. And that's causing me to feel a certain way. What if I said, I'm going to cause myself to feel good anyway? Now, I'm not saying you're going to feel rosy and peachy and positive all the time. In fact, that's not even really truly healthy. Negative emotions are important. Negative interactions are part of the journey. That is part of the path. What if a negative interaction with a student is actually part of the path for you to get to a better place? You might embrace negativity or a challenging situation in a different way. Because you have the control to decide how are you going to respond to it. And I will always tell you, the first emotion, accept it. That's all right. Acknowledge it. It's okay. That is real. I'm not telling you not to experience negative emotion. In fact, I'm telling you to experience it. But don't attach to it. Don't identify with that negative emotion. So, Susie's saying, I'm stupid. Well, I'm like, well, I know I'm not. And maybe it's not even, maybe there's a moment where, I kind of do feel stupid, but you just acknowledge it and be like, you know what, that's her opinion. I'm okay with it. And most of you will be like, oh, that's not a big deal. But all of us have a point, something that might just set you off, as everyone should, right? But what if I decided right away in the morning, I said, you know what, I'm going to feel good no matter what. I can't wait. I'm going to wait. And honestly, I do this. Classroom management does not start the minute you go into the classroom. The classroom management starts the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep. Because I'm telling you what, it is about managing your thoughts, managing your words, and managing your identity. Who are you going to be? You get to decide. All right? So before I even jump out of bed, if I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I got this to do. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to get it done. I go back to sleep. And I start over. And I reset. And going back to sleep is actually a strategy. Because it slows down all the resistance. And then I wake up and I go, take a deep breath and be like, whew, today's going to be great. You know why? Because I'm going to watch all the miracles unfold. I am going to accept challenges. I'm going to accept being great. I'm going to accept myself. And this is going to be a really good day because I'm going to be in the moment. And I know everything is working out for me perfectly. And then I get up and I do my thing, right? So I caused myself, Dr. Limper said, you know what? I'm going to have a good day. That doesn't mean that stops the challenging behavior. That doesn't mean I'm not going to have students saying, screw you, right? It just means I'm like, all right, I see you. I hear you. But you know what? Part 2 of this video is going to come in the next couple of days. I'm going to teach you how to be able to handle when you do get told, Dr. Limp, you're stupid. Dr. Limp, you're fat. Think about something that really makes it personal to you, right? Because we all have those moments. We all have that line where you're like, ooh, you just crossed something. And that really makes me angry. And I'm going to teach you how to handle that. And it is fun. So think about this. People don't cause you to feel anyway. Yeah, you feel that emotion, but here's the thing. You get to decide with your thoughts, your words, and who you decide to be, your identity, every moment of every day. And that's the power you have. And that is how you are able to create your world, your classroom, You can have everything you desire. You can have, be, and do all that you desire, including a calm classroom, including having fun, including not taking things personally. And then all of a sudden, you're not part of that crappy teacher group that's like, oh my God, these students are terrible. Are they? You know, so what if they are? I'm going to teach you so many things that's going to make you go, whoa. Everything I teach is counterintuitive to what we've ever learned. And you are the cause. Out here is the effect. It's not the other way around. You don't cause me anything. I cause myself to feel everything. Everything is within myself and then it's pushed out. It's no different than the mirror effect. You look at yourself in the mirror, how do you get that image to smile? Do you just sit there in the mirror and go, smile, smile, smile? No, you smile and the mirror smiles back. Guess what? Cause, effect. Cause, effect. Think about this. I'm going to give you some really cool strategies that really, really, really work. Develop your self concept, your self worth, your identity. And I am telling you, and it's done through all your thoughts and your words, and really it goes into more of a belief and a faith. And knowing that everything, including, especially those challenging moments, that is all part of the bridge of incidents, the pathway to get you to the place where you need to be. All right? Whew, this has been fun. Go ahead and like, share, and comment if you need coaching on this. I am telling you, I will set you free and you can make all kinds of money, friends, health, whatever it is. And I'm happy to help you with that. All the information is below in the box. Go ahead and here's your assignment. Go outside every day, 30 minutes, and go stare at a tree. Until the next video, take care.